Hi everybody, Benjamin Kane here, coming to you from the garage. You might notice that I'm still wearing the same shirt. I have to strike when the iron is hot, and if I have multiple videos where I have to work in the garage, I try to do them at the same time. So like if I have painting to do, I try and do them in one day. So this video is going to be me. I'm going to show you how to do a simple, easy chrome finish on what I'm building here. This is kind of like a teaser episode for you guys because I'm going to have an upcoming series, multiple videos about props. I am a cosplayer and a lover of cinema and everything, so I have a 3D printer, so I 3D print a lot of props for myself instead of going and spending hundreds of dollars buying them, which I don't have. And plus, I enjoy making them. I actually, for a while, thought about going off to Hollywood and trying and getting on at one of these prop maker stores and making movies. But, you know, life has a way of throwing a monkey wrench into that kind of stuff, so. But yeah, this video is a teaser for several future videos, which I hope you guys will enjoy. Some of you might know what these prints are from. They're from Thingiverse, of course. So I will put a link in the description so you can go find them. And of course, if you go find them, you will see the prop that they are supposed to hold. So do not spoil it for everybody, guys, by commenting in the comments, hey, that's for this prop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or do. It's not a big deal. I got my deburring bit. I'm just taking off all the nernies and stuff from the printing process. Preparing it for priming and painting. You don't even necessarily need to go to Thingiverse to know what some of this stuff is supposed to hold. What props there are. See, I already painted this one black. So, I think we're to that point. Okay, let's get all of this off the table. Okay, we're off the table. So we are going to be putting a chrome finish on these pieces. So the easiest way to do that is actually, well, first things first, you have to prime them. Simple Home Depot primer, like $2-3 a can, nothing big, but you might need several coats in order to get it to cover, especially if you're doing like dark plastics. Let me raise you up a little bit here, guys. No, that's too far. Give me a second. That there? I don't know. Let's see. Getting camera bend. Yep, I'm here. Okay. I'm actually in frame somewhat. Okay. Home Depot primer, nothing big. Gloss, black. Home Depot, $2-3 a can. Nothing big. Chrome paint. This is Rust-Oleum, guys. This is like $7 a can. I know. It's outrageous. But we are going to be using those three paints, to make this here chrome. Simple, easy. Now at the end of this, we're gonna have to go in and hit it with Mod Podge, because for those of you who have done this type of painting before, you know that if you after you go through this, you'll get this very nice chrome finish. But if you go in with clear coat, it dulls it down to a gray. So you cannot necessarily clear coat this with spray clear coat. You need to use something else. Now I use gloss Mod Podge. Yeah, so we're gonna go through this. We're gonna spray all this. We're gonna prime all this. So let me say that. We're gonna prime it all. So give me a second, guys, and when you come back, it will all be primed. Like, all right, guys. So back to the video. I taking the liberty So, last time you saw me, I was priming all these parts for for this building and everything, and I went ahead and I spray painted it black because I didn't necessarily think you needed to see that. So we are to the point where we are going to spray them with the chrome finish. Yeah. Gloves on. Yeah, for you guys it's been like, what, 5 minutes, but for me it's actually been like 4 hours because I've been working, having to let this paint dry and everything. Yeah. Yeah, you just hang on. Almost. You never get it. I'm gonna get another chance because it's going back towards me. This nice chrome finish on it. I plan on using the same, this whole technique to do future videos because, the main reason I do this is because All-Clad, which is like the best thing out there, is like 44 bucks. And it comes in a small 9-ounce bottle, jar, or whatever you want to call it, container. And this also allows you, because of the many layers of paint, you get into the layer lines. This is 3D printed stuff right here, guys. I 3D printed this on my Ender 5. Look at that. Nice. So, like I said, 3D printed. If you get layer lines, So between all the paint and all the primer, it fills in those lines, and you get a nice, uniform product without having to sand anything. Because you've got this, the primer coat, then you've got the black, and then you've got this coat. But like I said, the one thing you cannot do after you put this coat on is clear coat it with spray. Can't do it because it will lose its silver or its chrome luster. What you gotta do. I'm yelling at you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm yelling at the camera. I got this fan over here going, blowing all the fumes out the door, but I should be wearing respirator. Doing this quite fast, and literally it's the fumes are going right out the door. I don't know if you can see them, but they're over there going out that door, and pulled by that fan out that door. This is great. Don't bring this stuff in. Wear a respirator, have a fan, proper ventilation. Don't asphyxiate yourself. Plan I have, or what I do in order to seal this chrome finish is I let it dry for literally a couple of days, 2-3 days even, it depends. Hell, there's been times I do a job and I let it sit for a week. I just come and it hardens because I'm doing other stuff. And then you're going to hit with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to break the surface tension. And then you hit with either Elmer's glue or Mod Podge. I'm going to do Mod Podge, gloss Mod Podge, because I want to try and get that sheen back. Keep the sheen. Maybe they'll get a bit more. Like I said, you gotta let it sit and you gotta be patient. Because sometimes, I've done this a couple of times, and there's been times where the isopropyl alcohol will mess with the paint if you come in too quickly. It's like you spray it and then you put the isopropyl alcohol on it and it will mess with the paint, so you will ruin the finish, and you have to sand off and repaint. That sucks. So, like I said, let it all dry. I'm gonna let it sit for a couple of days actually, and then you will see me at the workbench. Alright guys? So for me it's gonna be a couple of days. For you it's gonna be like that. Okay. Hi everybody, we are back finally. I painted all these last Sunday, and here we are on the next Saturday. So it has actually been a week in this endeavor. Like I said, I usually let these sit for a couple of days, so time got away from me. I was doing other stuff. We are going to finish this. We're going to seal this, because like I said, this is Krylon, or no, this is Rust-Oleum, I'm sorry, Rust-Oleum spray paint, chrome, and if you just take clear coat to this, you will lose the silverish or the chrome plated tint. It will turn it gray. So what I do is I simply hit it with some isopropyl alcohol, and then either Elmer's glue, or today I'm going to use gloss Mod Podge to finish. I want to show you what happens when you do use isopropyl alcohol on, say, silver. As you can see, it takes the silver off, or the chrome off. Don't do that. It's bad. I said it early in the video. I know I messed up. I apologize, but I realized what I said like 5 minutes after I said it, and I wanted to show you what happened. So do not use isopropyl alcohol. But what I did was, I went in with some gloss Mod Podge, and look at all these nice shiny pieces. Don't worry about the nurnies. I know there's a lot of little pieces in there. I had a couple spiders actually come out of nowhere on me and run webs and their feet through it, and I had to prick them off and everything. But another example I want to show you is this here. This here is my take on a Cherut emery staff. I know it's not a live bark or a live branch like he has, but yeah, this is the same. The thing I just showed you how to do with this is how I did this. I gotta run right there. Yeah, I do. And this is a actual working walking stick. Yeah. These two here are 3D printed. I'm hoping someday to go back and cast them out of metal, either brass or bronze or maybe even aluminum. I do not know. I like bronze a lot, so I'm going to do that. But, yeah. Sorry, back to this. Yeah. After you spray them with the chrome, just go in and hit them with some gloss Mod Podge. Or Elmer's glue, even. Do not use isopropyl alcohol. Like I said, I was an idiot when I said that. I'll put that up in the video. But, like I said, that's what happens when you use isopropyl alcohol. You don't want that. You want these. Really nice, shiny. I know some places you can see the layer lines from printing because I printed it laying down like this. So it's all nice along the sides here, but the underneath is horrible. But at the same time, you're not going to see the underneath this because it's going to be facing towards you. This, like I said, this is a teaser video for future videos to come because I'm going to have a series. Yes. I'm going to put the link to these pieces here, and when you go to Thingiverse, you will see what these are used for. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, and comment in the comments, of course. I want to hear what you guys are working on. And I want to hear new ideas for a future build. So comment in the comments, and I will read them. And I will see you next time.